Okay, so in this video I'm going to let you know about what you can expect if you're visiting Port de Sawyer and the Sawyer area in the winter months. I've just filmed a live stream from over here taking a walk through the port. If you haven't seen that video, I'll drop a link to it in the description text below. But for now, as this jetty bobs up and down, I'm going to turn the camera around. I'll show you where I am. We're going to take a walk through the port. So I'm going to head back to my car. We're going to talk about visiting Port de Sawyer in the winter. So we can just see the sun starting to go down behind me. It has been an absolutely beautiful afternoon over here in Port de Sawyer, and I can just see a tram heading out along the esplanade in front of me. But let's turn the camera around and let's head on back through the port and let's take a look at what it's like. So the time is just passing 4:30 and I'm filming this at the beginning of November. Obviously, as we head on into the winter, daylight hours will be a little bit shorter over here and afternoons are getting a lot cooler. But daytimes we can expect as well some lovely warm temperatures as we've enjoyed today. We have had highs of 21 degrees Celsius. And these lovely warm temperatures here will roll up right until December, I do imagine. But the popularity of Port de Sawyer for this summer, well, it cannot be underestimated. It has been consistently busy over here in the port throughout the year actually, and this I do suspect will continue out through the winter too, particularly on the Sunday afternoon. During the week it is going to be a little bit quieter, but on the Sunday afternoon, as we saw in the live stream, it is going to be very, very busy. It's just coming to the far side of the port here, just taking a look up towards the restaurants. You will have seen as well in my video, my live stream from this afternoon, we had several restaurants open on the far side of the port. Lots has closed down, but as I said, over the winter months we will find some places will open, particularly on the Sunday. But the main issue is about staying over here in Port de Sawyer during the winter months. All the main hotels will be closed and it's going to feel very, very quiet here, obviously. There is a big residential population. However, if you are looking to maybe grab a weekend break over here in Port de Sawyer, I do recommend checking out accommodation sites such as Expedia or Booking. I shall drop an affiliate link in the description text below, but it is going to mean getting an apartment rental over here. And with that, I also recommend getting an apartment rental with heating too, even if it is reverse air conditioning, which offers heating as well, because it does get very, very cold on this side of the island, actually even more so than the southwest. All my trips over here in the winter I've needed to wrap up a lot warmer than I have on the southwest of the island. But anyway, let's keep on heading on through Port de Sawyer. We are going to get some lovely views, but you're also going to see how quickly the sun does dip. So if you are coming over here during the winter months, say you're coming up from Palma, and we're going to talk about transport in just a second. If you are coming up from Palma, try and get here early to make the most of your day, not only over here in Port de Sawyer, but also in Sawyer Old Town too. And this whole area now, as the sun starts to dip, is just falling into the shade. What a shame, what a shame. You have to be quick when you're out in winter over here in Mallorca. Let's head on down in the direction of the tram stop. So while the waterfront over here is looking quite busy this sunny Sunday afternoon, you are going to find it to be a lot quieter during the week. Now, as you can see at the beginning of November, we've got plenty of tourist shops open. We've got bag shops, we've got souvenir shops, and the dive shop still open as well as an ice cream shop just across the road. I see, as we go on into winter, many more of these places closing. But what about getting over here to Port de Sawyer in winter? Well, the good news is well, this looks completely different over here. If you've seen my videos from Port de Sawyer this summer, you'll know how busy this tram stop gets at whatever time of day. So you can just see as well here, look, the times of the trains going out. Let me just zoom in. Look, so for today, the last tram out to Soya Old Town is at 7:30, and they do run pretty regularly, pretty much every half an hour during the day. And this is going to be right up to the 6th of January. Anyway, let's take a quick walk around here. I'm just going to walk around the back of the port here just to give you some more lovely views of this area before we head out of here today. Okay, so what about the wooden train, the historical wooden train, the ferrocarril, running from Palma to Soya Old Town? Now this is going to be running until the 25th of November 2025, and then it'll be taken out of service for maintenance, but you can still get to and from Soya from Palma. You will need to get the 204 bus, and it leaves from Palma, it runs all the way up to Soya Old Town, and it comes down to the port as well. But you can still, as I said, keep on using the wooden train until the 25th of November. As to when it starts in 2026, well, it's predicted to be probably, I'd say, either at the very end of January or the first week in February. Stay tuned to the channel, I'll have more information for you. So we can just see late Sunday afternoon, local residents are just finishing their Sunday lunches. And many of these restaurants will be closing now for the evening too. The temperature is dropping. Luckily I've got a jumper in my bag. That might have to go on very soon actually. It's getting a little bit nippy. And how different it feels over here in November. Normally we have music playing down here, we normally have the buskers out, but not today, not today. And you can just see how quickly evening falls over here in November. The sunshine that I enjoyed during the live stream, and well, you did too watching the live, is pretty much almost gone. So this is exactly why I say get out early in the day to make the most of Mallorca during the daytime in November. Look, as we see the sun going down in front of me here, I see a tram with its lights on. Give it another hour or so and it's going to be almost dark over here. So as one viewer said in the live stream this afternoon, you don't see a tram for ages and then three come along at once, but that is the second. You can see how frequently they do run in November, which is fantastic news. But also worth bearing in mind as well, and I did mention this last year, that if you are getting the wooden train, if you're getting the ferrocarril up to Soya, make sure you take that return journey in daylight hours. Like I said, after 5:30 it's going to be dark. Don't get the last train back in the afternoon because you're not going to get the views back to Palma. And here you can see the timetable of the ferrocarril for the rest of 2025. Oh, look at these lovely views in front of me. Look, still plenty of people sitting on the beach. And you know what? It's even quite busy down here as well. I'm right in front of the Feta Soya cafe here. Don't have time for an ice cream today, unfortunately. Also as well, don't expect these sunbeds and beach umbrellas to still be on the beach as you move on into November. They are being collected. Will soon be taken away and this beach will be empty. Another note about parking as well, I'm going to get some more information for you. I am parked over in Repik Beach car park and there's no sign that parking is free over the winter. I'm pretty sure it will be. Let's see as we head on through the month of November whether those parking meters will be closed. But today I did have to pay. As we come up past the very closed Eden Hotel, the restaurant beneath it, Roma, is still open and look, it's still packed this afternoon in November. And do you know what as well, even though we're no longer in the summer season, it is very, very busy down here in Soyer Port right at the beginning of November. Tell a lie, Eden Hotel is still open. I see people on the balconies, which probably accounts for the number of people in this area. And we can just see the amount of people streaming past this afternoon. Now during the summer, this whole area and this whole wall is alive with sunset spotters coming down to enjoy the atmosphere of the setting sun. We don't quite have that in November, but you can see by the amounts of people out today. But coming down to Port de Soyer on a Sunday is probably one of the most popular places on the island to come in winter. And look, I'm just walking behind some hikers here. This is great hiking territory over here in Soyer. I did make a video from this area actually. I think it's last winter. I'll drop a link to that in the description text below if you want to see a fantastic hiking route just outside of Soyer Old Town. The big party place for this summer sounded like it was the Santo Sol. And you can see behind me the music is still coming out from there. It is sounding and looking very busy still. Go back and check my videos from evenings over here in Soyer from the summer if you want to know what the atmosphere is like. And this corner of the island does offer a very, very different atmosphere than you're going to find elsewhere on the island. And Port de Soyer is bringing us a different kind of sunset today. Look, we're seeing the very last gasp of the sun heading down behind the hills. Look at this, look, for sale signs being rolled up for the summer too. And look, as I'm just heading back in the direction of the car park on Repik Beach, well behind Repik Beach, we have a few people still sitting outside the Hotel Esplendido. This hotel will be closing soon for the season. What a shame, what a shame. And look, I'll tell you what, even in November we get swimmers over here off the beaches at all times of the day. Like I said, we're approaching 5 o'clock now. It's pretty cold, but we do have somebody in the water. And don't forget as well, there is no lifeguard service over here during the winter months. We're not going to see the lifeguards returning to the beaches until the 1st of May. So make sure you take care if you're out in the water. And look, that sun has just about gone now. We're looking down along a very, very dark Repik Beach. Goodness me, it does look wintry. I can also see lights have come on in the Es Reco Chiringuito at the end of the beach too. And we are seeing scooters outpacing our final tram in this video. Okay everyone, thank you very much for watching this video. It is getting rather cold here now. That temperature is plummeting. So I'm heading out of Port de Soyer now, but I hope this video will help you plan quite possibly a trip to this area over the winter. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the nice views. I will be back here. I'm pretty sure I'll be back here over the winter at some point. In the meantime, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And let's roll the clock back to the summer and take a look at what Soyer was like during peak season, both here and also here. In the meantime, don't forget you can find me on Facebook and on Instagram, also called Mallorca Under the Sun, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Goodbye for now.